Good morning, fellow Malaysians. This is Matthias Chang once again from Future Fast Forward. It's been quite a while since I last spoke to all of you via video, because as we all know, we're under MCO, lockdown. However, what compelled me to do this video is the hypocrisy, the scandal of Lim Kit Siang, Anwar Ibrahim and Tun Mahathir using the agreement between the AG Chambers and Rizal Aziz for a DNA discharge not amounting to acquittal, as if this thing was done because of the consent by the Prime Minister or his government. This is a fat lie, a filthy lie, and exposes the hypocrisy of the Pakatan Harapan leaders using every attempt and every effort to tarnish the name, the integrity, and the hard work of the Prime Minister and his team for almost 8 weeks, in the forefront, sacrificing their life to save our lives against infection by COVID-19, and to assure that our economy will recover with stability and security. Now, this video is not about the AG Chambers' right to prosecute, to withdraw charges, or whatever. The issue should be focused on why Kit Siang, Anwar Ibrahim, and Tun Mahathir did what they did before this order was recorded in the court recently. May I remind all of you, people from Malaysia, don't be emotional. You may not like the order, you have to stomach it. But there's more important issue than the order of DNA. Why? If I may bring to your attention the Federal Constitution, Article 1453, and I read to you, okay? The Attorney General shall, that means, right? Can't question, shall have power exercisable in his discretion to institute, conduct, or discontinue any proceedings for an offence other than proceedings before a Sharia court, a native court, or a court martial. So, we cannot question under the Constitution, the Supreme Law, the discretion exercised by the Attorney General, whether it be the former one or the present one, alright, giving authority or instruction to the senior lead DPP, Datuk Sri Ram. More of that later. So there's no misunderstanding as my stand here, okay? You don't have to, and I don't have to question that discretion under 1453 of our Constitution, the Supreme Law. But what we must question, and I hope when Parliament is reconvened subsequently, other than the proceedings today, which only for one day, to hear the King's speech, in subsequent proceedings before Parliament, I hope the government will question and challenge Lim Kuan Yew, Anwar, and Tun Mahathir, what they know about this deal, because this deal was done while they were in power. Okay? So let me just say to you why it's so solid. The hypocrisy of Tun Mahathir. Oh my God! This deal will set a precedent for the future. That this government may allow whoever been charged in court to pay the money back and then get scot-free. That this is the precedent. He's not questioning the discretion of the Attorney General and make as if he is innocent, pure, virgin, holy than thou. But the Prime Minister and the PN government is filthy. That's what they're trying to allege. Very, very dangerous. Okay? Very insidious to do that. Why? I want to read to you what was reported in Star newspaper and also the media statement by the now new Attorney General. First of all, this is a copy of the Star newspaper under Nation, published on Friday, 31st January 2020. Titled Outcome of Rizal Aziz's Representation to AGC to be known on February 25th. Okay? Therefore, I'm speaking, right, with evidence. I'm not giving an opinion. If I may now read to you, right, the following passage. The outcome of a representation filed by Rizal Sharif Abdul Aziz to the General Judge Chambers for a review for the money laundering charges against him, involving US dollars 248 million, bracket RM 1.25 billion, allegedly misappropriated from one Malaysian government Berhad, will be known on February 25. Now this report is dated 31st January. Okay? Deputy Public Prosecutor Nozilati Izani Zainal informed Sessions Court Judge Rosina Ayub of the date when the case came up for mentioned in the chambers on Friday, 31st January, which was also attended by lawyer Datuk Hariharan Tara Singh, representing Rizal. She told reporters of the date, and the court will also decide on the same day the dates to hear the case. Because Rosina had set January 6th to 9th and January 13th to January 16th for a trial, but the dates have been vacated pending the outcome of the representation. Okay? So the key point here is this. Alright? On January, Friday, 31st, Nozilati Ishani Zainal went to court and make representation to the court to vacate hearing dates because there are representations to the AG chambers. At the material time, Tommy Thomas was the Attorney General. Okay? And also there was now, at that time, right? Latifa was also the director of MACC, and she was appointed 1st June 2019. And these are all appointed by who? The Prime Minister then of Malaysia, Tun Mahathir Mohamad, Chairman of Pakatan Harapan. These people are also close to the leadership of Pakatan Harapan, Guaning, Lee Kip Siang of DAP, Anwar of PKR, Wan Izzat of PKR, and Tun of Bersatu. So the question we ask now is, the people went on the election campaign or what MDB. So it's a very important issue. There was a main issue in the campaign to throw out Bagaimana National, coming in the victory of PHN on 9th of May, alright, 2018. So this case is part of the what MDB case. It's so significant. So it's impossible for the leadership of Pakatan Harapan not to know that there were representations made to the AG chambers. I know for a fact, alright, the Attorney General have seen the Prime Minister Tun Mahathir in his office a few times. On 2 occasions, I was there in Perdana Leadership Foundation when I saw Attorney General Tommy Thomas seeing Tun Mahathir. Alright? Now, when Guan Eng was acquitted of the corruption charges, no one questioned the discretion of Tommy Thomas in withdrawing the charges. Okay? Bear that in mind, right? So, here you have also another exercise of discretion. But the key issue here now is this. What did Tun Mahathir do or did not do? What did Anwar do or did not do? What did Chang do or did not do? When informed of this information, if in fact they were informed, they must now answer to Parliament. They have been screaming and screaming to be accountable. Then I challenge now Chang and Anwar. You have remained silent since this case come out. Like a mouse. You scumbag, you hypocrite. Only Mahathir will make some noise about how he disagree that if you allow Rizal Aziz to get away free, many other thieves or corrupt people will be scot-free, using this as a precedent. Okay? Let me see here for now. I'm not Shylock. I'm not asking for a pound of flesh from anyone who's been accused of a crime. Okay? Allah will decide. God will decide. But I cannot stand the hypocrisy and the white kulit of the Pakatan Harapan leaders to make his noise. Anwar Kisah totally silenced. And of course, we have, the lead prosecutor, Datuk Sri Ram, who has now issued a statement, right? No more discussion on this issue because the new Attorney General has spoken. Point taken about the discretion under Article 145(3) of the Constitution. But the issue we want to address is this. Pakatan Harapan. Right? And you, DPP, Datuk Sri Ram, your advisor, you have said you're advisor to Anwar Ibrahim. The former head of MCC is also close to the leadership of Pakatan Harapan. She has kept silent. Not one word. Now, whether Thomas did or did not consent to this order, it's not for me to judge. I'm not a judge of a court of law. Okay? He has denied the allegation that he has approved the order. Lutifa should know. Because when it was published in a newspaper, no one can say in Malaysia, Tun Mahathir, Anwar Kisah, they're not aware of these facts. Star newspaper will publish it on 21st January 2020 on this representation. And this representation, right, was made way back in November of 2019. Understand? Okay? So they can't deem ignorant. So why now? The timing. Okay? February to now. Only now that DPP, Datuk Sri Ram, has now deemed it fit to go back to court. So the question is, right, now we should demand DPP Nozilati Izani Zainal, what did she say on 21st January to the Sessions Court Judge Rosina? Sorry. Alright. Ayuk about representation. That's critical. Because the court acts on the representation of the public prosecutor and of the defense. Okay? It's not for her, right, to make any order without representation. There was representation. And obviously, there was also represented to vacate the hearing date because she did vacate the date pending the outcome. And the DPP then, the time was Nozilati, said that by the 25th of February, the outcome will be made known to the court. So we will demand from the AG chambers what was represented on the 25th of February in court. If the AG chambers and the defense counsel went to court on the 25th of February for case management, if there was no case management, what happened? between 25th February and now. Alright? So these are the crucial dates, okay? Then now we come to the media release by the now Attorney General, right? Okay? And these are the keywords which I would now read to you, okay? This again, not my words, but a statement of the Attorney General. First page, please. Alright? I will read to you later the key parts. First page. Have you got it? Okay. Second page. Third page. And lastly, the fourth page. So when you watch a video, pause and make sure you read each and every page of this media release by the Attorney General. Now may I draw your attention, okay? It says here, Para 1. Rizal Sharif bin Abdul Aziz was charged with 5 money laundering offences punishable under Section 4.1 of the Anti-Money Laundering and Anti-Terrorism Financing Act 2001, Act 613, for receiving proceeds of an unlawful activity totaling US dollars 248,173,104 dollars, linked to 1 MDB between April 2011 and November 2012. Since the filing of the charges, Rizal Aziz has made several representations, right, to the Attorney General, to the Chambers, through his solicitor, Mrs. Schivetti and Associates. Okay? I'm made to understand that the chronology of correspondence between AG Chambers, MACC, and Rizal Aziz sources before my appointment as Attorney General is as follows. So now AG is saying, right, what he's saying today in this statement is based on what people told him. Okay? Alright, after he became the Attorney General Chambers. 2A, para 2A. On 18 November 2019, the solicitor sent a letter of representation to the Chambers seeking for a review of all 5 charges against Rizal Aziz. In the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court, the letter of representation, among others, proposed that Rizal Aziz, 1, surrender his rights in 3 properties seized by the United States Department of Justice, and for Rizal Aziz to effect the return of the same or its value, okay, surrender his rights in 3 properties seized by the DOJ of USA. That means the property is seized, right, by DOJ USA in California court under a civil forfeiture proceedings. Right? In America, all right, you can only seize properties in the course of a criminal trial if you obtain a verdict of conviction. Then you can apply to court for seizure. But DOJ, as I explained in my previous videos, was afraid that Joe Low, Rizal, and all the others may dissipate the assets. So they filed a civil procedure for forfeiture proceedings in the court to support all the properties, and they support, okay, the properties. Alright? In Malaysia, we have an equal procedure. Right? Injunction, Mariva injunction, what have you. Okay? So in a statement by the new Attorney General that this property is already seized by DOJ. Okay? And the properties are, no details given, 1 unit of bungalow located in Beverly Hills, California. Okay? Seized by DOJ already. Alright? 2, 1 unit apartment located in New York, seized by DOJ already. 1 unit townhouse of London, UK, seized by DOJ already. Okay? That means DOJ has the custody and control of those properties. Alright? if these are properties, even though no names is there, in due course I will tell you whether these properties seized by DOJ has been already, alright, either by consent judgment or otherwise by Riza Aziz and Dolo to surrender this. Bear in mind, in a previous video, I did say that Riza Aziz has given a consent judgment to return monies and pay monies to DOJ, okay? And even guaranteed the repayment of those monies. Alright? And in America, any payment of any monies under forfeiture proceedings, alright, does not preclude any criminal, alright, proceedings. Payment under civil forfeiture has no relevance or impact on potential future criminal proceedings, okay? Alright? And Riza Aziz even guaranteed the payment, okay? Then AG says, right, new AG, agreement to have the money seized from him, which formed the subject matter in a related matter before the Kuala Lumpur High Court, be forfeited to the government of Malaysia. So there are 4 items, right? 3 are property. He will surrender his rights. And then 1, the money seized in the High Court of Malaysia to be forfeited by the government. And then Riza Aziz agreed to pay a compound, a fine, pursuant to Section 92 of the Anti-Money Laundering and Anti-Terrorism Financial Act 2001. Then AG says, I have been advised that my predecessor, Tan Sri Tommy Thomas, after producing the said letter of representation via a minute dated 19 November 2019 to Senior Deputy Public Prosecutor Datuk Sri Gopal Sri Ram, sought the views of the letter and further stated that in the light of the proposals outlined above, he is prepared to consider the representation. This paragraph does not indicate by any stretch of imagination, in my view, and I said to be corrected, that Tommy Thomas has agreed. He received the representation, noted in the file on 19 November that he has sent the representation to Sri Ram, the lead prosecutor in charge of the case, for him to give his views as to the representation, and that he may be prepared, upon advice, to consider the representation. Now, if Tommy Thomas has actually in fact consented and agreed, AG will have said so. If I send a document to you, for example, right, because I'm not sure of the facts situation, I send to you, assuming you are the DPP. Please give me your views and revert back to me. Does that amount to me consenting? Or does it amount to me seeking your views? You are the lead prosecutor. You are in charge of the case. Advise me. Because only the AG, under Article 145(3) of the Constitution, can prosecute, discontinue, or withdraw a charge. Not the DPP. The AG himself, that's why he said he has to seek, right? The advice. Right? The representation of Datuk Sri Ram. No other reason. Alright? And Datuk Sri Ram says he is solely in charge of the case. The lead prosecutor. He volunteered to serve the country for that purpose. But under the direction and authority of the Attorney General. Then Tommy Thomas. Then the new AG says, right, I have been further advised, okay, very important, that Datuk Sri Gopal Sri Ram, in consultation, very key words, in consultation with the then Chief Commissioner of MACC, Puan Latifah Koya, suggested that the proposal laid down in the letter of representation be accepted by MACC. I have also been advised, okay, by who? By Gopal Sri Ram, that Tan Sri Thomas had agreed to the suggestion in principle. This paved the way for further negotiations and planning of the mechanism to be adopted to take place. So therefore, Sri Ram and Puan Latifah Koya of MACC was involved. It was a recommendation of Sri Ram that MACC accept these proposals. These are the words of Attorney General. Understand? Sri Ram is the main factor. I have been further advised that Datuk Sri Gopal Sri Ram, in consultation with the then Chief Commissioner of MACC, Puan Latifah Koya, suggested that the proposal laid down in the letter of representation be accepted by MACC. Where did the suggestion come from? From Gopal Sri Ram. To who? Latifah Koya. And she has now remained silent. Appointed by Tun Mahathir to be head of MACC. Okay? Now, this is a very serious matter. Why today Latifah Koya kept quiet? See, it was the MDB issue so serious that she, without consulting even AG, then Tommy Thomas, okay, or anybody else, remember, she released a video of Rosmah advising the former Prime Minister Najib. Because it was such a explosive video. If she took such a step to show she's such a hero, she's upholding the law and principles, why she kept quiet? Why did she keep quiet, right? And say no! Since she's so adamant for justice, she's anti-corruption, blah, blah, blah. She is quiet as a mouse till today. These are the words of AG. And AG that alleged, I've also been advised by who? Gopal Sri Ram, that Tommy Thomas has agreed to the suggestion in principle. This must be of inference. If there was a letter, it must be shown. I agree. Right? So who weaved? Who misled? I don't know. It's not for me to judge. But I'm saying to all of you Malaysians, you demand Kit Siang, Anwar and Tun Mahathir in the next session of Parliament, you bloody want to answer this question. Alright? Find out where is the letter of consent by Tommy Thomas. I'm not defending Tommy Thomas, I'm just saying. Alright? Because Tommy Thomas has denied that he gave the consent. So now we are told, alright, a new story weaved on the advice by Datuk Sri Ram. I'm not questioning the discretion of the new AG. On 11 March 2020, after the collapse, right, of Pakatan Harapan, the solicitors sent another letter of representation fortifying the earlier proposal and undertook that should Rizal Aziz fail to comply with the terms and conditions, the original 5 money laundering charges would remain. This was then presented to me after I had been made aware of Tan Sri Thomas' earlier position. No? What is earlier position? I don't know. Other than what is stated here, he made Tommy Thomas send the representative to Gopal Sri Ram. Having been briefed by the Deputy Prime Minister in charge of the matter, which is Gopal Sri Ram, I share the views of my predecessor as had been informed to me and agreed to accept the offer that was made by Rizal Aziz. So the offer was made by the new Attorney General to grant DNA on the assumption, which he says, right? And based on the advice given by Gopal Sri Ram, that Tommy had earlier agreed. That fact has not been established yet. It's an assumption made by the new Attorney General based on certain representations made by Datuk Sri Ram, lead prosecutor, and Latifah Koya, MACC. Understand? I don't blame, and we cannot blame the new Attorney General. He was acting on advice, representation right, weaved by other people. On 16 April 2020, the MACC replied to the solicitors essentially stating that the public prosecutor was willing to apply for a discharge, not amount of acquittal, on all 5 charges. And then on 21st April 2020, MACC wrote to the solicitors instructing Rizal Aziz to relinquish his rights, title and interest in another asset identified as the Metropolis poster, being a one-frame, 3-sheet color lithograph poster created by a German artist Heinz Suss Newman for the 1927 silent film Metropolis. On the 30th May 2020, the MACC again wrote to the solicitors instructing Rizal Aziz to transfer US dollar 14,087,072.76 held in an escrow account at the Huntington National Bank, USA, to the government of Malaysia. Okay, so this statement is by Tan Sri Idrus bin Harun on the 17th of May 2022. So this sums up the crux of the matter. Did or did not Tommy Thomas give an express instruction to accept the offer? He could not have, because in this statement, the new Attorney General says he accepted the offer from the defendants, solicitors, based on advice by Gopal Sriram and Latifa Koya, and certain assumptions he made, rightly or wrongly, that Tommy Thomas had already consented. You follow me? Okay, so you have all these facts now. So why all of a sudden, Tun Mahathir, right, or thunder no rain, right, beating the gong, to make a noise and say, oh my God, as if Prime Minister Najib Muhyiddin Yassin was so devious. Now, remember, under the reformasi rubbish of Anwar Ibrahim, AG Chambers is independent. The government cannot intervene in the discretion of the AG under Article 145(3) of the Constitution. Alright? Absolute discretion on the part of the AG. Cannot even charge in court. So how can anybody say Muhyiddin, Prime Minister, or any other person, right, behind the scenes? This was started at a time way back in 2019. You understand? See, the duplicity, the sinister way this case was presented to the public. To today, there's still fog, there's no clarity. Alright? All we know for sure, Tommy Thomas, Attorney General, has categorically said he did not consent. Did not agree, other than sending back the representation to Datuk Sri Gopal Sriram. Okay? That's all. Whether the new Attorney General make the right assumption or conclusion is another matter. Then the Parliament, Anwar, reformasi lah, let Parliament investigate. Okay? Your goons, all these people, right, involved. Hey, Chang, but I ask you, right? When Tun made this noise, you kept your mouth shut. Anwar, when Tun made the noise, you kept your mouth shut. These are the people of your party. Helming MACC. Latifa Koya. You were aware, weren't you? So why you make a big, huge noise? No one questioned correctly when Tommy Thomas, on the advice of his people in Chambers, to discontinue the corruption trial against Kuan Yin. Alright? If you didn't make any noise, then why make noise now? Because under Article 145(3) of the Constitution, right, we can't question the discretion. I remember telling Datuk Sri Ram, then my advice was right. Let the trial against Lim Guan Eng continue to the close of the prosecution case. Then submit no case to answer, thereby getting an acquittal. Okay. I said that. I have witness to that. More than once I said that in the house of a Datuk, okay, in PJ. I won't mention the name of the Datuk. He's not involved. I don't get involved now. Okay. And I'm sure that meeting, right, in one way or another, either was recorded or whatever. Okay. Can you see now? Why question the discretion of the new Attorney General accepting the offer based on a representation of people you appointed to Mahathir? This took place, the representation took place in 2019. My question is, I'm not criticizing the Attorney General, but it's curious to see if I'm receiving representation from Datuk Gopal Sri Ram of such situation, why did Attorney General did not phone up with Attorney General Tommy Thomas? Hey, is this true? Do you agree? This happened, right? While you were the Attorney General, right? Were you aware that Sri Ram advised Little Fakoya and MAC to accept the proposal? I can't blame MACC, the present officers, right? Because they have no power of prosecution. Only Attorney General. But surely I expect Latifa Koya on receiving the representation by Gopal Sri Ram, right, to either refer to Attorney General herself, because she is the head of MACC. She already did some and dance about that, the video of Rosma. So concerned. But she didn't bother, to consult AG for releasing, right, the evidence. So elegant. So maybe she felt that she being the director of MACC, she has all the power to decide without consulting Thomas. So the victim, as I said right now, subject to correction or further investigation, is Tommy Thomas. You may not like him or like him, but he's been brought into, right, a cesspool of mess created by who? By people appointed by the PH government. And now you try to tarnish the integrity, the name, good name of Prime Minister of Malaysia, Tan Sri Yassin, and his team. For nearly 8 weeks they've been fighting, focusing on saving our lives and the recovery economy. And you people behind his backs find another excuse to whack him? Tell me, why did you demand that? There should be a debate. Because all of you, Anwar, Kit Siang, Guan Eng, Wajizan, you knew this happening. February. Go back to court. But you think it's urgent enough? Huh? You see it's a very sordid affair. This DNAA, huh? Then why do you bring up in Parliament? Why did you? Have you submit questions to AG to dig it? You know why? Because you are involved. You are involved up to your eyeballs, okay? You freaking asshole. To my people of Malaysia, in conclusion, let me say this to you. I've said so many times, right? For heaven's sake, these people have already confessed to you. They've lied to you. They've misled you by their manifesto. Alright? Don't expect us to implement, because this manifesto consists of promises impossible to deliver. Impossible! They've confessed they lied to you. Okay? And you accept them? They're goodies, angels, virgins. They're filthy. They lied to you. Their manifesto is shit. After they obtain power. You see? now they tell the shit again. They lie to you. They're going to bring justice. Whatever it means lah. What reformasi? Huh? You scumbag Siang, you scumbag Anwar, you scumbag Mahathir. It makes people want to throw a vomit, understand? And you try to convey they're so innocent, so righteous. Right? Everything sinful is Tan Sri Muhyiddin. He betrayed you guys. You shitheads. You betrayed the government. Okay? It's not for me to judge the merits of DNA. We must repose, whether we like it or not. I'm a lawyer. The 145, Article 1453 of the Constitution give the power to AG. Okay? You don't like it, you change Article 1453. So that's the issue. The issue again, can I repeat to you, jump into your head, right? Because I receive all kind of stupid, right, messages from some assholes, you know. Right? Echoing to Mahathir's nonsense. But they never ask, and they know the date, right? Hey, ask it Siang. Teresa Kok, ask it Siang. Yo Bin Hin, shut your mouth. Let's stop asking for, right, what to be argued, right, in Parliament. I dare you, Yo Bin Hin. I dare you. Alright, come up with a statement. What Lee Kit Siang has explained to you, your party leader, Anwar, Wan Hizar, Gobind Dio, all these people, right, the whole bunch, answer. And don't you dare posture and says, right, we want accountability in Parliament. Shit you lah, assholes. You account for your action first before you demand accountability on others. Don't see the speck in other people's eyes without seeing, right, the rubbish in your eyes, understand? Tak kata harapan. With that, my dear friends, my fellow citizens, I've shown to you time again, right, how filthy, devious, sinister is the politics in Malaysia. Shit! And everybody's so scared to speak up. I prove by quoting documents, right? And I challenge anybody, 10 billion ringgit. By this video released, it is the President AG, on the advice of Datuk Gopal Sri Ram, he accepted the offer for DNA. I speak to you, 10 million ringgit. I challenge any one of you in DAP, PKR, Amanah. I share the views of my predecessor. He shared the views, I share the views. He didn't say I share the consent. I share the views of my predecessor as had been informed to me. As informed to the new AG. And agreed. Who agreed? He agreed to accept the offer that was made by Riza Aziz, subject to his strict compliance with the terms and conditions. This offer accepted by AG on the representation assumptions made by Gopal Sri Ram and Latifa Koya. This is his words. I challenge anyone 10 million ringgit to prove that what I said here is incorrect. And this is the media statement. You Google, print it out, get your thick heads, and then demand action against DAP, against PKR, against Bersatu, not the whole party, against the chairman of Bersatu, as minority minuscule supporters there. How dare they do this? Right? Because they assume you people will have the trouble to do research, to check on it. And some of you people, alright, complain. No time. MCO now, you have all the time. Stop doing gymnastics in your bedroom and do some serious work for the sake of the country. For the sake of the country. Okay? Alright? You have all the time. If you don't have time, be humble and don't be an armchair critic and repeat nonsense against the Prime Minister, right? The least you can do is shut up, listen, and then act rationally. And don't simply whack people without evidence. I have evidence. I have a right to whack. And I would like to call all of you out who are against Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin, believing the lies of Pakatan Harapan. I'm calling you out, right? I challenge you, 10 million! Okay? Put your money in the mouth and say what I said today in this video is wrong. Especially this statement done by the Attorney General. And this reporting by Star newspaper, okay? No one has challenged it's wrong. Okay? Ask your lawyers, make a search in the court file. What happened? Okay? On 21st January. What happened on 20th January? With that, my dear fellow citizens, we are going through a very trying times. Crisis, double whammy, COVID-19 and collapse of our economy. We have no time to entertain, right, this kind of indulgence, this kind of rubbish, right, by Kit Siang, Anwar, Tun Mahathir, Wan Eng or Wan Zizah, okay? We will deal with these assholes in due course in Parliament. And now if you challenge, right? Teresa Kok, Tony Phua, Yo Bin Hin, Goh Bin Teo. Just don't think that just because you're in the opposition, you have no right to question, you know. You only question the government. You have every damn bloody right and duty to put a question before Parliament and demand answers from your own bosses, your own leaders, the cowards. You're lawyers, you understand? There are many lawyers in the Pakatan Harapan government, okay? Open your mouth and speak up based on these facts. Alright? Sri Ram is an advisor to Anwar. The question I want to ask is this, right? Why was Anwar so confident that he will be PM? What's the question in Parliament? Was this a quid pro quo? I don't know. Look, I let Rizal off. So vote me in. What Pakatan Harapan back to power again, and I'll be Prime Minister again. I will show my good faith that I let Rizal Aziz out. This is something, right, which you have to contemplate. You have to think. Pose it before Parliament. Since Yobi Hin, Guaning says, right, that is the forum, right, for them to articulate and make noise. Make noise in Parliament. Kit Siang, I dare you. I challenge you. If you dare do it in Parliament, then debate with me in public. You organize, I'll be there. 1 hour each. You, Anwar, Tun Mahathir, 3 against 1. I'm sick and fed up, though. I'm sick and fed up of your filth. And to all of you, in this holy month of Ramadan, you are fasting, you are praying. Pray to Allah, right? Unconditionally. Surrender to Him unconditionally. That He will always protect, defend, and guide us in these trying times. And justice and truth will prevail. Right? We have a duty to defend the Prime Minister. Okay? As a matter of principle, don't talk about principle to me, you're not willing to defend the Prime Minister who has been maligned indirectly by this nonsense. Okay? And I'm telling you, Wan Eng, Kit Siang, Anwar, Wan Zizah, Tun Mahathir will have their karma. Will meet their karma. Because this is a great injustice. Okay? Tommy Thomas has denied his involvement. Okay? He's issued a statement. Now, if all these people think that Tommy Thomas is not telling the truth, you can take action instead. Right? He's accusing you people of lying. Speak up! I dare challenge. Thomas Sri Ram, little far, to accuse Tommy Thomas of lying. Because he said, by denying, he agreed. That means he's saying, you people lied. He was shocked. He was shocked. He was shocked. In his press statement, he was shocked to learn that this was done. Alright? Is that a man who's telling a lie? When he said he was shocked? Right? I'm willing to give the benefit of doubt to Tommy Thomas. But I'm not willing to give a doubt to young people because the middle statement of the Attorney General lays out who was the one who just says, who gave all these suggestions. You understand? So, all of us be like hound dogs, okay? You watch every step of these people, right? Even though they are opposition, they will twist and turn, brainwash your mind. But bear in mind, please, you hardcore diehards, right? Assholes, they be PKR and supporters of Inquisition, Anwar and Mahathir. They lied to you, understand? They've lied to you. Shame. If your partner in business lied to you like that, hey, I didn't promise this, no. Right? What I said earlier doesn't count. Impossible. But you believe your partner, and now you suffer losses, right? You think you forgive your partner, you sue your partner, isn't it? It's armchair critics. Right? So don't try to tell me that how holy you are, how self-righteous you are. When you, I look at whether they are Buddhists, Hindu, Muslims, right? Or Hindu, whatever. They're so self-righteous, or Christians, you know? Wearing your religion on your apparel. I'm a Christian. I'm a Jew. I'm a Buddhist. I'm a Hindu. But you see this nonsense? Lie has been perpetrated. Alright? Grievous, sinister lies. And you keep quiet. Where is your duty as a believer? None. We have to move on and focus on COVID-19 and the economy. Inshallah, these people will answer in Parliament, outside Parliament, when the time comes. With that, I thank you for your attention, and I hope you will spread far and wide my video, because no one would have the balls and the guts to say what I'm saying. I'm through you. I wouldn't challenge anybody. 10 million. That what I said and repeated from the media release of the Children Strong. Okay, I'm going to show you the properties. All these things. I will give you more details. Give me 2 or 3 days. I will tell you what are the properties in UK, New York, or whatever. They already admitted that it's already seized by DOJ. Understand? Seized by DOJ. Understand? So what right has Riza Aziz to transfer back to your? It's seized by DOJ. DOJ has a custody and possession. Have they challenged that in DOJ court cases? What happened? Has DOJ been ordered by a court to release the property to Riza Aziz, to John Law, or to Najib? Tell me! So there's also a fundamental flaw. What is being exchanged for DNA? Can those properties in America be transferred to Malaysian government? Okay. DOJ already said, right, whatever monies obtained, right, will be transferred if it's sold. That means they have all the right, to either withhold the money or transfer, okay? This is a fatal mistake, right, by the AG chambers in accepting this deal without checking. Now AG says, right, okay, that these are now in the custody of DOJ. With that, please, my dear fellow citizens, I think we had enough, isn't it? Enough is enough, am I right now? For all these 3 jokers, right? Yeah, 3 mosquitoes doing dance and song act, right? And confusing us. Can you tell your leaders, right? These past leaders, right? Shut up, enough is enough. All 3 of you are way past your shelf life. You're expired. You buy goods, right? Best before expired, what date, right? They expired already. In February, two expired habis cerita. Irrelevant. Okay? With that, thank you and God bless you.